Hi everybody, welcome to Menswear Minutes. I'm Dan Trepanier, founder of Articles of Style, and today we're talking about how to build a sustainable wardrobe. Before we get started, there's only one real way to build a sustainable wardrobe, and that's to buy quality, timeless items and wear them for as long as possible. Buying organic fabrics or garments from brands that use eco-friendly practices, it sounds great, but really the problem is we're just buying too much clothing and it takes too many resources to make all the clothing that we're consuming. Everyone wants to talk about landfills and burn pits as a sign of how bad the problem is. But really the majority of the resources are used even before the item gets there. When you think about the journey of a product, starting with the farmer farming cotton and the amount of water that's used, the pesticide that's used, and then to the mill to make the fabric, again, a ton of water, a lot of chemical processes, chemical dyes, and then running a sewing factory, and that whole operation, to the shipping, to the marketing, the events, the packaging. It's really an incredible journey and so many resources used, whether it's a $5 item or a $500 item. It really has to go through that journey. So items that last a long time and don't have to be replaced is really the key. So with all that said, here are some tips to building a sustainable wardrobe. First and foremost, you want to buy quality items. You really want to buy the best quality you can afford. If you can afford generational quality, where it's something that you could pass down to your son, for example, that's obviously ideal. Secondly, you want to buy timeless items. You really want to avoid trends or items that are only going to be cool for right now. The beauty of classic menswear is that the best items never go out of style and actually get better over time. So you really want to think about the designs you're buying and how they play a part in your overall wardrobe, but also in the longevity of your wardrobe. Next, you got to make sure the fit is on point. Understanding fit, the best fit for your body, a fit that's going to last for your body, that's very important. One of the main reasons that people throw out or replace clothing is because it doesn't fit right. So starting with a basis of understanding fit and not going too slim or too skinny where you might grow out of it or not feel uncomfortable in it is really important to longevity as well. Lastly, I would say, and this doesn't get talked about enough, is to have a plan for your wardrobe, right? You're going to end up spending a lot of money on a wardrobe, and you should do it intelligently and have a plan. If you do it well, you really only need 20, 30 items that are really well-made, timeless pieces that you can mix and match to get a full wardrobe. But the key is really avoiding impulse purchases where all of a sudden you need something and you go buy something cheap and it doesn't fit right, or you wash it and it shrinks and it's bad quality, and then you keep replacing that item. So by having a plan, this is something we help our clients with, is to think about their lifestyle, think about what they need, and make sure all of those boxes are checked. And you get to a certain point where all of your kind of bases are covered. You no longer need to shop and you're no longer in a pinch. And then you could start to enjoy mixing your wardrobe and breaking it in. Quality clothing is resilient, is the other thing. I would much rather wear something that was well made, that's a little scuffed up and is a few years old, than wear a cheap slapstick garment that's brand new. This is why we shop vintage, for example. We really look for the quality and the character that it will build as it lasts over time. That's the best of menswear. I want to say one more thing about trends. It's really important to think about who you're dressing for, right? When a very trendy dresser is often only dressing for the people within that subculture, which is a very small amount of people. So you end up spending a lot of money on a micro trend for a short period of time that only a few people are going to get. The rest of the world might think you actually look kind of silly, or what we call a fashion victim. So it's sort of a rat race of trend-driven fast fashion that you really have to divorce yourself from. Anyway, that's all for now. I can go on and on about quality versus trend, but I would advise you to think about how often you're buying clothing and the cost per wear of all the items you have.